last president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, promised that he will deliver a creditable election. Everybody believed it. But those who understand and know the value and the principle of Nigerian system knew he was telling lies, that at the end of the day, the election will be incredible and fraudulent. To overpower all other political parties, first, he appointed a new Chief Justice of the Federation. He also appointed all the tribunal judges, both at state and federal level. Finally, he allowed the INEC chairman he also appointed to supervise and collect the election result, of which Mr. Ahmed Tinubu was announced as the winner and president-elect. Aggrieved parties were asked to go to court. But there was one incident. Both the Labour and the PDP, which believed that they were denied their right that they won the election, but was fraudulently denied. They all went to court. Their argument was psychological and mind-blowing. They said that they are not happy with the process of the election. Not necessarily the figure allocated, but the process. Although this process were denied at the tribunal level, Mr. Atiku of the PDP decided to go further on the process of the election by reminding INEC and the tribunal that the certificate presented by the APC presidential candidate, Mr. Ahmed Bola Tinubu, was not authentic. In order to prove this, Mr. Atiku decided to go further to the university, which the APC presidential candidate presented to INEC. But today, the process has been defined. It was discovered that the certificate was forged by the presidential candidate of APC. But one is not surprised to see this. When people say Nigeria is a fraud, there was no comprehensive foundation of Nigeria. Nigeria was founded on the sand and on the economy benefit of Britain. There was no referendum on the way Nigeria was formed. There was no referendum on the constitution that will bind every nationality of the country. Any individual can change the constitution without minding the effect on the other nationalities. Despite all odds, the money spent, the time, and stress, Mr. Atiku was able to prove a point that not all the politicians who present various certificates are authentic. This has opened a new door in the political arena of Nigeria. Mr. Atiku will be honored for changing the blindness of INEC on the certificate being presented to them. INEC does not seek for authentication of the certificates, unlike Western world, whereby you present your certificate, they will scrutinize it, contact the school behind you, and get every detail they want to bring before allowing the political party to present such person or persons as credible candidate for the election. But the good news is that Mr. Abubakar Atiku has opened a new door of authentication and verification in the life history of Nigeria. However, some Nigerians are worried and embarrassed over the reputation of Nigeria through the court process that decided to disclose the entire result and the documents of Ahmed Tinubu to Mr. Atiku as requested. It is believed that the aim of this is to show that the process was not upright as against the INEC chairman, Mr. Mahmood, believed that everything INEC did was correct. Nevertheless, the disclosure showed that the influential Nigerians are more or less fraudulent in their activities. According to Daily Post publication, Dr. Obi Ezekwesili stated, Tinubu State University, Tinubu should have saved Nigeria from embarrassment. This was published on the October 4th, 2023. Well, the former minister was concerned on the reputation and embarrassment Tinubu brought to Nigeria and not on the process of the election. However, she stated, I quote, our public leaders of a certain genre despise transparency, and yet it is an antidote to fiasco like this one, unquote. For those who love transparency and accountability, they realize that there was the problem why the president has vehemently even going to appeal against release of his result and the certificate was because it was forged. The forgery was disclosed by the university itself when they were put under oath to show that they signed the certificate of which the current president presented to INEC. However, one would say that Tinubu is not alone. He is not the only person among government officials, members of the Senate, House of Representatives, governors, and other members of House of Assemblies. This group of people need to be scrutinized. It is not always wise that many politicians and other government officials will be quoting foreign universities but presenting results and certificates which are not authentic. As a result, one would ask, is it not wise and necessary to have a committee appointed to review and scrutinize all the certificates of members of the Senate, members of House of Representatives, the governors, and members of state houses of assembly? That is one of the electoral process that's supposed to be undertaken by INEC before approving any candidate to stand for election. In the Western world, this matter would have been passed to the national police to go around and scrutinize all the certificates and charge those who have forged certificates, and they will be punished for this. But in Nigeria, it is extolled. Those who forge certificates are given better employment, given better position in the government, national assemblies, as governors, as members of Senate and House of Representatives. That is Nigeria. That is why the presidential candidate of PDP and Labour Party should be appreciated. They have opened the cankerworms that has been hidden and being paraded all over for a very number of years. This is applicable to some of the members of this group, and that is the more reason why outsiders see Nigeria as a fraudulent country. Despite all these incidents, no one will be punished, no one will be cautioned, no one will ever speak out. The National Assembly members, on the other hand, need to make laws that will be against such practices and empower the police or the intelligence agencies to scrutinize these certificates and other documents that politicians present before the INEC. But due to Nigerian corrupt system, however, one will not fail to remind Nigerians and other group that giving this to police to scrutinize, politicians themselves will now turn back to bribe the police to close and approve such certificates. However, one will remember what transpired between the Inspector General of Police and Mr. Bola Ahmed certificate and the American Embassy. Once again, Mr. Atiku Abubakar, the former Vice President of Nigeria, will be appreciated for the effort he made to prove that some Nigerian politicians use forged certificate as a way of entering into political position. This is where we call it a day for today, and we will come to you again with another trending analysis. Thank you. Do not forget to subscribe, to like, share, and leave your comment. Finally, do not also forget to hit the notification bell for you to receive all our videos. Thank you for listening, and God bless you all. Bye.